Oh, at least there was a time where the world seemed a little more sane than it is today. Let's see if we can put the mobile over here without. Yeah, there we go. So let's just get some cooling from the side. So anyway, so this thing testing device, high precision, whatever bullshit, apparently is not so high precision. It seems it's, as far as I can see from the other video, it's around 10 watts off, and not only his but also mine is 10 watts off. Although I have to further test it at some point, but not satisfied with it for sure. Around 10 watts, maybe a little more than 10 watts. 174 watts it says on one device, and 85 it said on the other device. Now it's like 100. It's around 10 watts, a little over 10 watts. That is have a difference in its show of input. So that's kind of not like high precision if it's actually 10 watts of difference. So I don't know why they're selling them on. Maybe the power works are better tested or something like that. This kind of model thing. Although they say it can spike as well as, and this one spikes as well in regards to the amperage. Just a little second of spiking of amperage or whatever, and you can't really use that result to anything. Or the wattage as well, the watt peak. When it spikes, it can just, give me a break, give me a break with the bullshit. There's a third wire on the, where you can, pretty much fix the wattage peak, with connecting it to 12 volt now, with a kind of a not so good solution, but it works, and apparently it made the watt peak, not go haywire. So you actually can see that the watt peak is actually, well, we'll see. But the amps are still outrageous. Amp peak is just still outrageous. The voltage minimum doesn't make any sense. Here we'll go with the watt peak. 176.4 watt peak seems to be reasonable compared to the watts. Is of course getting lower and lower in regards to getting it from the batteries and all that. So maybe that will work out in regards to how many watts the solar panels are doing. Now maybe I can measure the whole day and see the maximum. Although, if the meter is like 10 watts of false, that's, anyway, whatever the case, we have watt meters from PowerWorks, and they should have tested them, although I think there might be the same problems with those PowerWorks. So that's kind of sad. They do sell an auxiliary power connector cable for them, so that's nice. I don't know why you wouldn't just get a cable with the unit itself, kind of bullshit if you ask me. Yeah, and of course it's one of these cables that you don't have, right? So one of these plugs that you don't have. Further, they say that the third cable connecting is not doing anything. I don't know. Maybe it could be a reset button, but maybe not. Okay, they would probably have said so. I don't understand it why there wouldn't be a reset, but it just seems to be like a horseshoe pretty much on the picture. So you have plus and minus, and then you have a horseshoe. I don't know in regards to the horseshoe. Maybe it's just maybe it's just a symbol for it not doing anything. They do say that it's only the plus and the minus that works, and not the. But I don't know. It could be nice if it was actually a reset button. I don't understand these know, people are giving it like 5 stars, you know, 4 stars, you know, some of them. There's not that many negative, you know, I would give it 1. It's just, there we go, that's one with 2. I recently purchased the PowerWorks watt meter DC inline power analyzer to monitor my trolling motor. The problem with this product is that the screen is completely invisible or unreadable in normal daylight applications. Well, that's not the issues I have. The screen is only visible indoors with artificial light or darkness. That means this meter is useless in most outdoor applications. And well, it's not too bad, you know. I can understand what his issues is, I guess, and the lesser energy it's getting, the harder it's going to get to see it. But yeah, yep, that's not the thing I would suggest anyone getting. Of course, the problem is there anything else that might be better? I guess a standard, you know, meter might be good if it just stays on, you know, and if you just want to follow along with all the stats, you know. I don't know if that should be something that could do it. Anyway, let's see here. Glass in my feet. Still terrible. I need to do something about it. Anyway, sick body, yeah, just live with it, as they say, the medical mafia bullshitter, you know. Just live with it. Yeah, just live with glass in your feet. Yeah, just further makes other kind of issues. Just a wonderful world we live in. Just a wonderful bullshitting world, but lots of pain. Lots of pain. Anyway, the PowerWorks website is where I've ordered my plugs. I haven't gotten them yet, so I was looking into electric energy meter with reset function. Actually, wow, it actually has a reset function. Because that's something, you know, if it just had a reset function, this other thing, you know, you could actually, you know, reset it, you know. So this might actually be a better choice. Actually, we have live stream open. Okay, let's see here if we can. I was looking into review of the KWS-DC200.
Hi, welcome to product review by Watt Hour. In this video, we're going to have a look at this digital multifunction energy meter KWS-DC.
Okay, we have KWS-DC200, 10 amps, 50 amps, and 100 amps. Of course, I only need the 10 amps, and this is actually fixed to 10 amps, and it actually looks not too bad. Apparently, they also have other models. So let's see here, KWS DC200. Let's try the 100 amps and see if it looks any difference or anything like that. But apparently they do have 3 models, and it actually looks, you know, with colors and all that. Although it's not. I'm still looking in regards to the USB, if that actually could just be able to, you know, then you could get the colors you wanted for all things and all that, and that would actually be nice. But I think I'll probably burn it off if. Well, it's like 100. Okay, so this is like the 50 amp apparently. Maybe it's a little bigger or something like that than the 10 watts. Oh, 10 amps. Now, of course, probably don't need more than the 10 amps, I would think, at least. Now, I shouldn't be able to need more than, yeah, as far as I can gather. I have the 51, looks pretty good. It has voltage, it has wattage. Quality is not so good at the moment. Yes, there, see the unpacking. No, let's just get on with it, you know. Let's see what it does, actually, right? Get it all burned. Okay. Maybe a little too back here. We have some manuals. That's always nice to look into. Okay, he opened it up there. Okay. So here we have a. Oh, it actually has one of these three pin connect. Maybe it will actually work on that as well. Who knows? it does look a little different actually. So maybe not. You know, why have the same clocks, right? So it takes it out. Looks actually pretty good. Like a box. Okay, so how? A lot of Chinese or Japanese or whatnot. We have the English thing on. Or something like that. I never have. And here we have the connectors, and they show a little in regards of, well, it's Chinese. Can it actually stand by itself? Oh, nice! It seems to actually be able to stand by itself. Okay. Let's have, you know, one kind of other kind of plug, right? And then another kind of plug. Yeah, why not? So he has one other smart meter actually showing up there, which actually it's also looking pretty good. It just measures the amps, the watts, and the voltage. Here we go. It doesn't have all this. It doesn't. No, there's a menu, so maybe it has more features. It has the amp hours running. It doesn't show voltage. It just shows 0 voltage. That doesn't seem to be correct. Something wrong with the voltage, clearly. Something hasn't been connected correctly, apparently. Okay, so he's nice. So it's nice throwing in another cable. Well, it's showing a little voltage now. Oh, that's the temperature. Apparently that's a temperature thing you can fix as well. Still showing very low voltage. Okay. I don't know why he's... oh, that's it? Is that it? Are you kidding me? You know, that's it? Yeah, not totally impressed, really, yeah. It'll be interesting just to try one of these. So, yeah, you know, to get some of these USB things that I've seen where you can also seemingly change the software. That would be nice to have the measurement range, DC, to blah blah blah, red thing. You have the load. You have black thick line, red thick line. Okay, that's interesting. And then you have like a wiring diagram of independent power supply for meter of 50 amps or 100 amps. Okay.
Where this goes to the load. So the positive is now connected in here, and this goes to your load. In this case, if this voltage 200 refers to the voltage, and the current is 0 to 1, 10 amperes, and power is up to 1200 watt, and then energy ampere hour. So that is ampere hour the capacity, and then the energy W hour, watt hour.
Looks pretty good.
And timing 0 to 200, and from the exact value, which is very correct. But when it goes 4, we don't see the other values, so this is not that accurate. But let's see. Get to watt hour by pressing this button, it goes up and down. Turn it on. So the power started showing, and as you can see, the voltage, the current is 2 ampere, and the voltage it shows 10.3, and here it shows 10.4 or 5. It fluctuates, but this is the most accurate one. And the wires that I'm using are very thick wires. So this is 12 AWG, as you can see, so they can handle enough current for 10 ampere. I'm not worried about that. And now I'm going to increase the current and then read it. So this is now 2 ampere. We are reading 2.02, 20 milliampere or 30 milliampere more. So let's go 3 ampere, and here we are reading 3 ampere. The current ampere, and here is the voltage as well, and here.
Well, it's testing
and
it,
you can
I
see
guess.
the time is started ticking, and we are reading 1.
I guess it has some of the settings. It doesn't have peak or anything like that, so that is not really going to change much of the. So you can't really see a wattage peak or.
620.
So that doesn't really change much, really, you know.
Let me adjust it back to 5.
Oh, you can actually adjust it as well. That's pretty nice.
5.6. I have to go back.
So he can actually adjust it. That's pretty nice. So he's actually sitting behind it and adjusting it, I guess. That's pretty cool. At least that's, you know, if you have an issue.
11.5. And let's rotate it back. And let's go back to 12.
So you can actually
16 kilobyte flash, 1 kilobyte SRAM, and let's see what this is. This should be some kind of op amp. This is H. And here I removed this, and this is a display on this side. Custom display with those values. And this is a display driver. But the problem is with this reset button, it didn't work well.
So that's a reset button apparently.
The top one is for the current and the bottom is for the voltage. So always look at this shunt resistor, and this is.
So you can actually calibrate it. That's, I guess, pretty nice. If you find it's a little off, you can calibrate it. And apparently that's a reset button as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Oh. Yeah, well, maybe not that interesting. You have a AC301. Is that the same? 8-in-1 electric meter. That's also key VC. You know, let's see what it is. You know, not really. You know, it's fine what I have. I guess didn't really seem to give me more details as such. Now it packs it out. Oh, here we go. Let's see the display. Voltage, watts, amps, PF. What is PF? Timer, hertz, and kilowatt hours. And the degrees. Apparently it says 170 degrees. Doesn't seem to be correct. And you can apparently do something with it. Nah. no, close that down and that down and that down. Interesting. At least it had colors. Also, this one is pretty nice. It's a 1000 watts digital volt amp, watt meter, volt amp, and wattage. Yeah. Nope. Just close that. I can't remember if I had any of the. Apparently I've opened way too many. I'll have to in regards to the snake oil nonsense that they're killing people with. Disgusting world we live in. It's just terrible, and most people just went along with it. Anyway, power works. Still looking forward to the Anderson plugs, and I'll try them out and see if it's something that I can pretty much. I do also have the 12 volt plugs. I have these kinds. I have 3 kinds of these. These you just don't need any screwdriver with. You can just fix it in, and I guess they're not that bad. I guess it's nice that you don't need a screwdriver when you sort of figure out how to. But that's still a little long. Although, yeah, you actually get the cable further into it. Besides the others where you actually use a screwdriver. I don't. Well, I have. I guess. Do I have some with a screwdriver? Yeah, these are with screws. So you need a little screwdriver for those. And I guess the cables are not coming as far in as the others, so these are actually more protecting of the cables in some sense. So maybe that's actually a way to go. And that's nice to at least have plugs for pretty much that they're pretty at least for 12 volts. I'm not actually sure what they're actually made for in regards to how many voltage and all that. I had one that began to smoke and burn, and then the plug, when that was a female, the inside plug just jumped out. I don't think there was any in regards to the cable, but anyway, it began to smoke and that wasn't so good. That was the green ones with the screwdriver thing and all that. Anyway, that's relay 180 amp watt meter and power analyzer, stick system, open kabellinter. Lidt anderledes. This is a little different. Speaking Danish. 1.13 amps, 12.62 volts, and 14.2 watts. Interesting. This has the same thing with those 3 cables. Did this actually stop for? I wonder why it actually stopped with. Or maybe it. Oh, it seems like it might have nearly charged the system up. Okay, nice. Nearly have a full load of charging apparently in regards to the Blue Yeti. I guess that's nice with the batteries. They do have a good amount on. They can quickly recharge the Blue Yeti if they are filled anyway. So anyway, this looks interesting. Let's see if we can find something on YouTube. Yeah. It's just an evil world for sure. Oh, we get another, apparently. We didn't get the one that we wanted, we got another kind of. Using an RC watt meter. Well, I still don't have the one that I found here, or looking for. So. Oh, that was actually nice. That actually had some, maybe the right cut. No, let's see how. Amps, yeah, we just have the watts has to be blue. Let's see if it's blue. Are the amps blue? No, the watts are not blue, sorry, they're green. nearly the right colors. I don't get it, you know. You as far as I recall, we used a specific colors as in regards of electricians and all that. Yellow for voltage, amps red, and wattage blue, and I think it was gray for resistors, you know. So apparently that's just too hard to figure out.
Product reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Turnigy Precision Watt Meter and Power Analyzer. This Turnigy Precision Watt Meter and Power Analyzer is really a must-have tool for anybody using electric-powered RC vehicles. The actual size of this tool is very small, and it will easily fit into the smallest hobby bag or small toolkit, and is always ready to take to the field. The actual product is shipped with just basic wire leads, but as you can see here, I already attached the XT60 connector.
Yeah, I don't know why they love those XT60. You apparently need to use, you know, use sodding.
You can also attach any style connector that you have or may use, including the Dean's plugs, XT60 plugs, or any other style RC plug that you may be using.
Maybe Anderson, maybe.
As you can see here, the tool has a
no, maybe not. All right.
Backlit LCD screen.
So you have again
that's easily readable.
Same thing.
One of the good
here.
many uses for this tool that I like to use it for is when I'm at the field and I'm not sure of the voltage of a battery or if it's fully charged. You can easily plug in the battery like I have here, and it'll show you the voltage of the battery as it is currently.
Yeah,
as you can see here on the display.
I guess that's a way to quickly use it. Just connect it quickly and see the voltage, I guess. What happens if I actually plug this thing out? Does the voltage actually go up or does it stay? Oh, I guess it might get a little up. 25.82. No, it doesn't really do much. But yeah, I guess that's a way to quickly see how much voltage you actually have. Now the voltage goes a little down when it is being used. Okay, yeah, well anyway.
Play screen on the top.
I guess you could just have a mini. There must exist some kind of a mini tool for all these things, like a mini watt meter or whatever. What is it called? A multi-tool? No, what is it called? Yeah. Well, actually, these USB. There was these. And this is for the USB where you put, you know, one of these USB things, and you just put them in, and you just can connect them with these cables and all that. I have not tried to do it with my. It could be interesting to see if it actually was possible to actually have it survive. If I fixed it in here and just connected it into the system, and you know, and but 8 amps probably will be too much. You know, so might be exploding, you know, burning off the thing. Could be interesting to try, see if it's possible or not. But yeah, it's USB to cables, and you just put it in. And although I need to have something in regards of. I would need to have some converters if one is going to go to USB 3. No, is it called USB-C? Sorry, USB-C. Could be interesting to actually just have one of these multimeters that you already can use for a lot of other things to actually just in regards to the relay watt meter, seems to be different than the others. I guess it seems to be a Danish product, maybe, or well, at least it seems to be sold in Denmark. Because the other tools, a lot of the other meters I can see just seems to be the same. Whereas this one actually does seem to. On this one it actually says amps, or the other one, and voltage on the same place, and wattage. But then it has also some timing thing. So if it has some timing thing, maybe it also has some other settings, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it only has those 4 things, and then it doesn't have the. No, it just seems to be those 3 and some time on it. So you won't get the maximum either on that, you know. Yeah, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, that's out with that. Okay, let's see what we have here.
It's not gonna work without running. On any connectors you want, but you're always going to plug your battery in through the source side because that's the source of the power for this current, and then the load side is going to be your motor and your ESC because that's what's going to put the load on the source. So let's get it plugged in, and I will start by plugging in my load first. I'm going to turn on my transmitter. Again, I just have a receiver, and all that's plugged into it is the throttle lead to run the motor and the BEC.
Actually, in regards to those solar panels, in regards to the voltage, where they have like these, you know, it should just be called, you know, UW and UL. You know, UL would be, you know, voltage under load, and UW would be without load, you know, just instead of, I don't know, without load, and yeah, maybe that's, you know, maybe it's so close, too close together.
The receiver. Now I'm gonna get started.
Anyway, of course.
With the 40C LiPo battery, we have the Admiral.
Yeah, whatever.
The top left corner. So the top left corner is going to show us what our amps are. Right now it's reading 0.1. We haven't turned on the system, but that's going to give us our...
Interesting. This one also apparently seems to have a timer function, apparently. The one I have doesn't have any timer function. So the really 180 might be the same thing, but all the pictures just shows you know, just shows the time. So I don't know, might be the same. That's interesting. So you can actually get them with time,
and that's going to be in real time. So when I power this baby up, you are going to see this number increase. On the right side, we have our voltage. So right now we have 24.
Let's just close that down. Here we have the same thing. This is Chernigge.
And the real-time volts of your battery. On the bottom row, it'll cycle through the different readings of your power system, from watts to amps to your voltage drop, and then back around. Another good feature about this precision watt meter and power analyzer is that it's rated all the way up to 130 amps of power.
Oh yeah, it's so precise apparently. Anyway, there's another one here. That's it's made of metal. This box. I don't know if that will be any better, but anyway, whatever. I guess it is. Oh, we have temperature issues. Well, the problem is I've charged my Bluetti to the maximum, so it's not going to blow the fan. So here we have an electric energy tester. No. It could be interesting to try to. Well, you know, I could actually just put it in through the. I could. Should we try? It could blow up, you know. What we could try. We could take this, and we just need some cables, and we have some high temperature issues. I don't know if I can put it there. That would be pretty good to cool it down, but that might not be so easy. I don't have anything else that I can cool it down with. But if I just hold it there, if I had something where I could just I have these, so I guess I could try to just fix it in the middle, you know. That could be interesting. We can always see if it explodes, right? We have these connectors, and we just connect it to some cable and have a go, and put this inside here. Uh-oh. See, yeah. I don't know. Go. Come on. And we have problems with the temperature again. Oh, I guess that's not going to be solved. Anyway, we could just fix this, and I could try to see if it actually is going to burn it off. Yeah, of course it's sad if I burn it off, because it's kind of useful, and I'd rather not burn it off, but anyway, it's a way to try it out, of course, to see if it works. You know, if we don't try, yeah, I guess we can just, would be nice if we could just, I guess I need some cable or something like that. Just plug it in, just fix it in here and see how it goes, if it can handle it, you know. I guess it's we have output and input, so input should be this direction, that would be the input. If I just had a little cable that could actually, I could just connect it to that, actually, that would be, this is connected to, okay, we just need a female, I think I have a female plug somewhere, and I can just actually, that would be nice. There we go, I found, well, I guess we can just clip this, and then we have the one direction. Should we try that? Clip it and just fix it over, and then I just need the other side. We can actually, maybe we can use this cable actually. Let's just clip it to me. So I clip this one here. I could all, no, I need to, let's just clip it. Let's roll it. There we go, it's not the best. And this one. There we go. Let's just throw this off. I can just pretty much fix it together. I'll give me a break with the heating issue. I'm not entirely sure what I can do with that. It's just a nonsense issue, pretty much. Give me a break. Anyway, I'll see if maybe we can just have it here, and too high risk of damage, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Hot mobile, whatever. Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I have these 8mm plugs and plus and minus, and I was just going to connect them and try to see if it actually works. You know, in regards to the batteries, and see if it maybe it will burn off. You know, if it burns off, that's too bad, I guess. That's not good, of course, but maybe it will work. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just say, well, that's not possible. You know. There we go. Second here. There we go. So this is the in. Right, this is the USB input. Okay, so we'll just fix the crocodile thing on this one. And the other crocodile on this one. Of course, we need to have them not touch each other, of course. But let's see if we can keep them away from each other a little. Okay, and then we just need the other side here. Just take a little off here. Bum, 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 bum. Good, and have the tool for, okay, not the best tool, but it is what it is. There we go. That'll be interesting to see what it actually does. Okay, we have the plus here. Oh yeah, we can pull this over. Oh, it's actually pretty nice too. Yep, we'll just pull this over. Pull the plastic over the crocodile thing here. And the last one here. Whoopsie, there we go. Great. Okay, let's try it out. Here goes. Maybe an explosion. Okay, well, let's take the solar panels first and see what that happens. Turns on. So far so good. Oh my, it works. Well, it's running 2 watts at the moment, so it's not as a dangerous. I'm not sure how many volts it can actually do, but it actually looks pretty good. Now, of course, the question is, does it actually handle bigger? Anyway, okay, so the solar panels are, let's try the small battery here and try that. That should also work without biggie. 12 volt, 26, well, it can come up to 22, 21 watts. It hasn't burned off yet. Okay. How much is it, like 5 amps or something like that? Well, it's not on 5 amps, it's 1.368 amps. Okay, let's try the biggie. Then we should have like 24 volts. Let's try it. There we go. That's the biggie. And that could also put a lot of watts into. Let's see what happens. Turns on. Oh yeah. Oh my. Oh well, I want to reset because it went over far. It went above 8 amps. Okay. Let's try to. Didn't seem to do that good in regards to the display and all that, but okay. But it didn't die. So okay, let's see. Oh, we had. Let's see here. Okay. That was 9 amps. Let's put it to no greater than 9 amps. Maybe the first search will take it to 9 amps again. But anyway, it runs 11.9 volts, 1 amp, 13.6 watts in regard to the small battery. Okay, let's try the big battery again. That should be this one. Turns on. Okay, 3706. Oh man, 156. Oh yeah, it's 100. Okay, it can actually measure it, but it doesn't show the 100. It shows a little of something, you know. So I guess you can know that it actually is above 100. That's interesting. It actually says 155, 60. It actually says 10 watts lower than, no, 20 watts lower than 164. The other one says 188. So we have 8 amps according to it. 24 volts. I don't know if it's the maximum that it can actually. So maybe it's the issue of the. Maybe it's the issue of the. Maybe this can only do 24 volts in maximum. I'm not entirely sure. Well, it says 3.6 to 32 volts, so it should be able to do more than 24.7, 24.8. See here, and now it's okay. It's going down. Okay. Is it getting hot? It's getting hotter. On 24.9 volts, 1.60 amps. Okay. Let's see if we can. Nah. I don't know why it won't go. I only want to go upward. I don't know if it's broken in regard to that. As far as I recall, you need to 1, 2, 3, and then it should be going downward. But it doesn't. I think it might have broken it in regard to that. It's only going upward. Which is kind of annoying. Why is it not working? It's just going upward. You know, you push it down and then it goes upward, but the whole idea is that it should go downward. And it still continues up. I don't know what, you know. Okay, apparently it's not going to. Well, let's try to reset it, I guess. Okay, so now it's resetting, I think. Let's see. So 25 volts at the moment, okay. Greater than 32 volts, less than 0 volts, and then we have the amp. No, it hasn't changed the amps. I don't get this nonsense. Greater than whatever. Oh, there we go. Now it goes downward. No idea why it didn't want to do that beforehand. Or maybe it has reset itself, so maybe it works now or whatever. Okay, let's hit the 8.5 amps. Now it's only going downward. Stop doing that. Yeah, are you kidding me? Not only want to go down and not upward, huh? Are you kidding me? There seems to be clearly something wrong in the software or something like that, because now I just want to go down, 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 down. That's because not. This is going to begin to reset it, and that's not going. Okay, so now we have reached 0, but I need to get to plus. It doesn't get. Yeah, it'll give me a break. I think it's broke. Maybe it's been moving and all that. That's done the issue. 1, 2, 3. As far as I remember, you just need to push 1, 2, 3, and then keep it in. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and then let's try that. No, 1, 2. Oh, there we go. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's okay. Let's try that. Maybe it's just 1, 2, 3, and then you need to. Okay. Maybe that's the way. Maybe it's just me that have not remembered how to. Oh no. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, and it's weird because I had it sorted out, you know. So apparently not. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay. So I don't know what's. Apparently need to. Okay, so we have 25 volts, 1.20 amps, and okay, and 31 watts going in, according to this at least. Okay, can we actually connect it further into? Oh yeah, we can. I guess we can. Guess we can connect it here, and then we can connect this one here. Then we have 2 meters. Let's try that. So, get to 100 and then goes down, but it doesn't seem to burn off. 25 volts and 25 on the other one, and watts is 20 on one and 8 point. It doesn't make any sense in regards to the, something is wrong, One says 8 watts, and there's clearly some fluctuations in regards to this. The measurements can't be totally true. They have 3 different kinds of measurement. One says 18 watts, this one says 19, and this one says 9. Well, according to my USB, seems to be closer in agreement with the Bluetti, although it's still a little high. But maybe it itself uses some voltage or something like that. It's a little higher than, at least for now. But of course, when it goes on, the high begins to go slower. Maybe some of the technology is like the high precision 200 amp thing is still around 10 watts off, So, whereas the USB is kind of closer, although a little too much. Well, sadly, the battery is pretty much full, but at least now I've made this, so I can, I guess, try it out. In regard to the solar panels, and hopefully, well, it seems to be able to do over 100 watts, so we could try it out and see how that goes. And if it burns off, I guess it burns off, right? But it should be nice if I could just use this. It has colors as well, although I use it for other things as well. It says 0 watts on one and 2.48 watts on the other. I don't know if I can regard to the usage. It says 0 on the Bluetti, so maybe it seems like it might also be drawing energy for itself and actually just saying that it's using 2 watts, and those 2 watts must be for itself, I guess. It doesn't make, the other two say 0 watts, and this one says 2 watts. Now it's starting up with something, and it runs 125, and the the USB measurement can't figure that out. When it gets to over 100, it's the watts are not so. Maybe there's another way. Oh yeah. Maybe this would actually work. Yeah. This can probably show above 100. This screen. So this screen would probably be you have the voltage, you have the amps, and you have the watts. You also have some ohm thing. I don't know what that. You have the watt hours and the CPU apparently in the thing, I guess. You have some milliamp calculations, milliamp hours. And you have some time. Oh, that's great. See how if we can reset the things. Oh yeah, this might be a pretty nice screen to. Here's another one. Hmm? We have some Chinese thing here, yeah. And we have voltage, current, sorry, power, and ohms, energy, CPU. I guess the CPU would be nice to also check in regards if I'm running the solar panels at 100 watts or something like that. I do wonder, that's actually seems to be able to apparently do it. It could be nice if I could be nice trying out to see if but apparently it is fully charged, so yeah, we can see 153 watts, although the others are saying a little lower. Oh no, okay, 30, yeah, okay, in regards to the updates and all that will make different. We get some different results from the two. Well, at least you get somewhat of an idea. Again, you have 10 watts difference. No, now actually the Blue-80 and the high precision is closer together this time. And no, they're not. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number. Nope, the USB is closer to the Blue-80. Yeah, 10 watts difference. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think you can see the peak level, sadly, on this one. But you can see the time and... Yeah, okay, this screen would have been better for overall, but I can't sadly do 100 watts. It's just that moved it a little to the... You can see the watt hours, the milliamp hours, the CPU, how hot that is. I have some noise going on. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, no. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 8.1 amps. Let's have it there and see if I'll be fine. So input, output. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. It works. That's nice. See if we can. So that's kind of what we have here. Let's see here, turn it around here. So, it can be a little hard to see on the, on this, but yeah, there we go. Connected, and if we turn on the Blue-80 as well, it's kind of a hard thing to have them all in the same shot. And it's hard to see the watts on the but it's around 19, 20, but I think it also takes into account that the unit itself uses around 2 watts apparently for the screen or something like that, because when it doesn't use anything, it seems to still say it's using 2 watts. So maybe that's why this one is a little higher than what is on the Blue-80. This one is still 10 watts of a difference, but I do wonder how high this can go before it burns off. It only says It says to 5.1 amps. Now I'm going to run around 8 amps when it's maximum. But hey, you know, we'll have a try and see how it goes, you know. Because maybe that's the direction we then, yeah. Maybe I didn't need the other thing here, who knows. Whatever. Kind of use the other USB thing as well too in regards to the batteries. I'm still testing those. In regards to the mobile batteries that are, you know, tend to go downward as well in regards of usability. Okay, so far so good, I guess. That was interesting. But interesting if we can actually use some of those USB, even if those USBs are saying they're only for around 5 amps or something like that. Although some of them say they can actually do more, although in shorter times. Here we have some voltage, amps, watts, and some time, it seems. Yeah, different. No color display, you know. Of course, the controller I was looking into has color display and also have a lot of settings as well, so that's kind of going to work that out. Yeah, let's just close these down. And interesting with the USB, at least it works, it hasn't burned off and it can 25 volts clearly, but yeah, it's of course not charging so much because it's the Blue Yeti is pretty much full. Sadly. I don't know why I don't think I tried it with the standard battery. I could have tried it with the standard battery and see how, but I actually thought that the standard battery would already be too much for this little guy. But, you know, apparently not. Apparently maybe this guy is going to. But of course you don't have the peak. You just have the standard settings, but you know, a color screen really helps on that. Yeah. I should look into the, you know, I have the cables for the USB, right? For cable, USB, maybe you can also get that for the USB-C version, and then just look into some of those. I have already looked at, what is this? DC Engineering Parts DXCPW. What's that? Oh, that was regards to cable, I guess. Okay. DC Engineering. That was one of the other places where they apparently seem to have a lot of things. Okay. Let's see here. 154 watts. And what does it say here? 141. Yeah. And then it goes down. And the yeah, the Blue Yeti is a little slower too. Yeah, it seems to be a little more precise than the other thing, you know. So maybe that's the way to go. Maybe I should listen to some of these programs. Darkijah-Anders. This is March the 10th.
Hello and welcome to the beginning of the last days. It is great to be with you. We are seeing epic things happening in our country. Trudeau is under the gun and we hope that he stays there. We hope that he is held accountable for what he has done. We'll see how that all goes. I want to get to our guest. Beginning of the last days. It is great to be with you. We are seeing epic things happening in our country. Trudeau is under the gun and we hope that he stays there. We hope that he is held accountable for what he has done. We'll see how that all goes. I want to get to our guest very, very fast today, so I'm going to delve into my father's Bible. My dad, who was a man among men and taught me so much. Do you know in Revelations 18, it talks about Babylon falling, but it says, "For all nations have drunk of the wine."
Yeah, they're going to point out that it's the papacy and the Antichrist and all that in regards to the papacy. You know, they just go around the subject. It seems like, oh, you know, this and that. But that would actually be interesting.
You know,
apparently this guy, he seemed to have died. Here's a clip of Dr. Butter on Laura just a few days ago. He said he was poisoned 200 times of what was in the jab only a few days ago.
I went through a very difficult personal health challenge a few months. I was in the ICU. I had been poisoned with this 200 times the amount of what's in the vaccinations. And I've said publicly, you know, you'd have to shoot me in the head with lead, i.e. a bullet, because I'm never going to take the vaccine. So I was actually intentionally poisoned, and part of it was, I believe, right before that or right after that CNN interview. But regardless of what happened, the message I want people to know is remember the importance of exercising free will, and then also as a default, as a backup, slow down and remember that God is in control.
Okay, well, he's dead now. Let's see, Rashi Bada, who has died at age 57, said a few days ago that he was poisoned after CNN interview. Okay, so you have the CNN interview, I guess.
Sources tell CNN that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is planning on allowing Americans to receive a different coronavirus vaccine for their booster shots than their original dose. This comes after the NIH presented research last week showing it was safe to mix boosters, and mixing and matching actually revved up immune response. Also tonight, we have new data about vaccinations. According to the CDC, 57.1% of the U.S. population is vaccinated. That's about 189 million people. 22.8%, or about 65 million people of the eligible population, are not vaccinated, and 35 states have vaccinated more than one-half of their residents. Meanwhile, all across the country, high-profile doctors, physicians who went to medical school are persuading people not to get the COVID vaccine, to ignore health measures like wearing masks. You're about to hear exclusively from one doctor who makes frightening statements about COVID and the vaccine that are wrong. But we think it's important for the public to hear his beliefs together with the truth, because he and other high-profile physicians who deny the facts collectively reach millions of Americans. While the vast majority realize it's BS, a dangerous number of people believe the lies. Here's CNN senior investigative correspondent Drew Griffin.
Dr. Rashid Buttar at one time had more than 1 million followers and is considered one of the top spreaders of disinformation about COVID-19.
More people are dying from the COVID vaccine than from COVID.
That is not true. Neither is his tweet that the Red Cross won't accept blood from people who have had the COVID-19 vaccine. He posted, most who took COVID vaccines will be dead by 2025. But his biggest whopper is the overarching conspiracy theory that COVID was a planned operation, which was politically motivated as part of a secret global plot to depopulate the earth.
You believe the pandemic was planned?
I do.
Okay, but you don't know by whom?
I have no idea.
And you don't know why?
Well, I suspect that there's the research that's coming now that would indicate that it's probably something to reduce the population or minimize reproduction rates.
It would be laughable if it wasn't so dangerous. Buttar compares COVID and the vaccine to World War II, and Dr. Anthony Fauci to Adolf Hitler.
Fauci is a criminal. You talk about Hitler? Okay, well.
Whoever Dr. Fauci is in your mind, he is a government bureaucrat, and you're comparing him to Hitler.
Well,
to Nazis.
I am.
Who killed 6 million Jews.
I think this number is going to be higher.
You think Dr. Fauci is involved in some kind of plot to kill millions of people?
Oh, yeah.
I just want to make sure I understand.
Again,
this.
Drew, I'm a reasonable person. You're asking me what I think, and I said it could be this, but I can tell you that Dr. Fauci is not an innocent bystander. He's very well aware of what he's doing, and the extent of it and his involvement, I don't know. I'm not privy to that information.
As atrocious as Dr. Buttar's fake conclusions and conspiracy theories are, he is just one of them.
Oh, fake conclusions. Oh, yeah. Well, okay, snake oil, you know, you just take that bullshit, right?
doctors, spreading dangerous COVID disinformation to millions of people across social media, according to the Center for Countering Digital Hate.
Let's be absolutely clear. Lives cost lives in a pandemic. If you're encouraging people not to vaccinate, you will cause people to lose their lives.
Buttar is encouraging people to distrust life-saving vaccines. And like other disinformers, he is using false, twisted information and unproven conspiracies to do it.
Do you think the COVID vaccine works?
I think that the COVID vaccine is very effective at what it was designed for, perhaps, but it's not preventing death. Certainly not.
It's not preventing death.
No.
Even faced with indisputable facts, Buttar doubles down on his belief that life-saving vaccines are more dangerous than the virus itself.
People don't die from COVID. You've already seen the data. So why are we getting a vaccine that causes more deaths than the problem itself?
6.34 billion doses of this vaccine have been given. If you're right, people be dropping dead all around this whole...
It's not orchestrated to do that.
It's not orchestrated to do that.
Each vaccine has been geared up. So you can look at the ingredients of the vaccines themselves. It's all been published.
Complete the sentence. Each vaccine has been geared up for what?
Well,
each
vaccine is designed, it appears to be different. I don't know the details because I'm not a vaccine developer. Scientific corruption.
Because of his disinformation, Buttar has been removed from Facebook and Instagram, but he's still going strong on Twitter, Telegram, and his own website, all filled with falsehoods.
On September 5th,
Yeah, well, if it was falsehood, doesn't matter. We want to, there's a lot of bullshitters around. Doesn't matter if it's wrong, we want to, let people decide, Just give me a break with these bullshitters that's control the narrative.
retweeted a photo of an AstraZeneca packaging that seems to indicate the vaccine was made in 2018. That picture that you retweeted was a doctored photo. It was fake.
Perhaps it was fake, but why would you do that? So Drew, let me ask you something. You're saying it's not reasonable to question the same agencies that have resulted in numerous deaths, i.e. the FDA?
It's reasonable to ask questions. What I don't understand is how you get from your asking...
Not allowed to have the information.
asking questions to your belief. You had 1.2 million followers at one point.
Yes.
They got false information from you. Not correct or challenging medical information. They got a doctored photo.
If I sent a tweet out of a picture that was doctored and I didn't know about it, I'm not perfect. Maybe I did make that mistake. But I'm not making mistakes on the numbers.
The very latest vaccine studies show they remain 90% effective in preventing hospitalization and death. Buttar tells his followers it is the vaccine.
Utter garbage, They're total liars. The vaccines are killing people. People should, knew someone. 8 days after he got the vaccine, he was dead. 8 days. That was at the beginning. 8 days afterwards, he was dead. I think they murdered my earthly father as well. They can call it conspiracy. Well, there's a huge conspiracy in this world. Satan against God. Satan has a lot of people running around doing his will, and they will do a lot of wicked things.
Questions to your belief. You had 1.2 million followers at one point.
Yes.
They got false...
It's interesting. And then now he's dead. Rashid Bada, who has died age 57, said a few days ago that he was poisoned after CNN interview. Here's a clip of Dr. Bada. Oops. It was poisoned 200 times of what was in the jab only a few months ago. Yeah, and now he's just dead, right? Anyway.
False information from you. Not correct or challenging medical information. They got a doctored photo.
If I sent a tweet out of a picture that was doctored and I didn't know about it, I'm not perfect. Maybe I did make that mistake. But I'm not making mistakes on the numbers.
The very latest vaccine studies show they remain 90% effective in preventing hospitalization and death. Buttar tells his followers it is the vaccine that is the danger.
We already see thousands of people dying. This Delta variant is all vaccine injury. I mean, the CDC's own data is showing that now. That's just not true. I don't want to be part of this mass genocide that I see happening. And I think that what's going on right now will be remembered as a worst time in history compared to what World War II happened. I just want to be straight with you. I think you're crazy.
Before COVID, North Carolina's Board of Medicine reprimanded Buttar twice for the way he was treating autism and cancer patients. The board accused him of charging exorbitant fees for his ineffectual therapies, which he denied, including injecting a patient with hydrogen peroxide. The FDA also sent him a warning letter over products he made and sold that promised to do everything from treating chronic pain to improving sex drive.
And yet I have an unrestricted license to practice for 30 years.
And that is the problem. Dr. Rashid Buttar repeatedly lies and disinforms on matters of public health, yet that doesn't have an impact on his medical license held in North Carolina.
Lions, not sheep!
Across the country, COVID-19 has created a subculture of disinformation among medical outcasts. State medical boards don't know what to do.
Those kinds of comments are very troubling. To doctors who are on the front lines and managing COVID, they're particularly frustrating. In fact, some of my colleagues are livid.
CNN contacted medical boards in all 50 states. Half of them responded. Only 2, Rhode Island and Oregon, said they had actually disciplined doctors for coronavirus misinformation or related violations. That is despite hundreds of complaints. The Federation of State Medical Boards issued a warning to physicians who generate and spread COVID-19 vaccine misinformation or disinformation that they are risking disciplinary action, including the suspension or revocation of their medical license.
Especially in a pandemic, your actions could lead to the deaths of thousands of individuals because people trust.
Murderous, filthy pandemic, right? And we can't warn anyone because if we try to warn people, oh my, all those people having been hurt.
That's what doctors say.
Buttar doesn't seem to care.
You had an outsized influence over just somebody who's living down the street in terms of people getting their medical advice. You have to admit that.
Absolutely, absolutely I did.
And you are raising doubt about a vaccine.
I hope I am, because I hope more people take heed of the warning that is necessary.
And if you are wrong and they die because of that, I am confident, more than confident, in my ability to have looked at the data and observed what's going on, and that if I'm wrong, so be it, because I have to look at myself in the mirror every night when I go to bed and every morning when I get up. And I don't lose any sleep, Drew.
Drew Griffin joins us now. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this guy, but I'm stunned that he still has a license, and that, I know medical boards protect doctors, like to protect each other and stuff, and it's very hard to get a doctor have him lose his license. But I mean, this is just incredible, the stuff that this guy is saying, and it's just, is he making a lot of money doing this?
This is how he makes money. He also has lots of patients who, quite frankly, have nowhere else to go, so they turn to him. He sells hope that he mostly cannot deliver on. The medical boards are really geared towards the last century. They are not geared up for this kind of disinformation online. They're geared for a patient going to see a doctor who is, treated badly, and then there's basically a lawsuit that comes out the other end. This guy is disinforming patients he doesn't even know or meet, and that is the problem. People sitting at home on the internet believing that this guy, who very much reminds me, Anderson, of that pillow guy who's looking at basic facts and so misinterpreting them that it's hard to believe, but he is doing it in such a way that he's telling these people and convincing them not to get a life-saving vaccine. It is really troubling.
I was reading the fine print on what he was accused of before in some of his practice. I actually did a piece years ago on 60 Minutes about another guy who was doing the same sorts of treatments that show no efficacy. It's stunning that this guy's just still out there and still, you know, saying what he's saying. Drew, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyway, that's just terrible. Absolutely terrible. This world is so wicked. And now he's dead. We have that's another one, I guess, that has died. I've had multiple people dying when they stood up against the vaccine. Disgusting. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, so at least I got that cable fixed.